Yo, what is going on, guys? It's C-Rev. Welcome back to another video. Today is our very first video on MLB The Show 23. It is finally here. The entirety of Diamond Dynasty is completely revamped and there is so much to do in the game. In this video, I'm going to be talking through what you should do first when you log into Diamond Dynasty. We're going to be looking at all the ways to build your team that are available to us in the game and deciding which ones we should tackle first. If you guys enjoy the video, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more MLB The Show content, and we'll also be doing a no money spent series on this channel this year as well. So if you guys didn't know, Diamond Dynasty is revamped this year to a method called sets and seasons, which means we're getting 99 overall cards on day one. This means a lot of the cards you'll be grinding for are high overalls, and you're going to be able to get up your God Squad fast. For the sake of this video, we're going to be going over what's the best method of doing the grindable content. So those are the things that are mostly offline and require no stubs. But I just want to reiterate, when you get into Diamond Dynasty, do whatever you want to do. If you want to go straight to the marketplace and start flipping cards, do it. If you want to jump right into an event game, do it. If you want to jump right into a battle royale draft, do it. This video is just my advice on the best approach to start building up a squad on the grindable content that's available to us. So essentially you have three different options when you're first logging into Diamond Dynasty. The first one is going to be doing this World Baseball Classic other program. The second one is grinding Team Affinity, which has returned this year. And the third option is to grind the storylines mode, which will get you all these players from the MLB. My honest and best advice is to start with this World Baseball Classic other program. You get a ton of diamonds from this program, and it's a lot more time efficient than the other two. We will talk about those as well, but let's go over the WBC program first. The reason I'm recommending you do this first as well is not only the amount of diamond cards that you get, which is a ton, but it also makes it a lot easier to just jump right into events and start grinding, since the event is based around the World Baseball Classic. So if you're interested in this Mookie Betts, I know a lot of people are, this will be the best method to get a team that can actually help you get wins in this event. But let's talk about this program. So it is extremely similar to a Player of the Month program if you did those last year. There are moments, missions, a conquest map, and also a showdown. What you're going to want to do first is all the moments. There are 35 of them, which is kind of a lot. It can be a drag at times. Once you get past the first round moments, though, it starts to get a lot easier, because there's actually 20 moments in the first round moments and then 15 spread out across the other three. Doing all 35 moments is going to get you to 70 stars in the program, which means you're going to get every single 90 overall that exists in this program. That is 14 90 overall diamonds to immediately throw onto your squad just from knocking out all the moments. And then after the moments are done, I would also recommend just go ahead and do the showdown as well. A quick 25 stars that'll get you up to 95 stars without ever making any changes to your team. And immediately you're going to be looking at 18 diamond cards you can put on your squad. Remember, each of these packs in the program is choose 2 players, and 4 of them are going to be 95 overall. And so once all the moments and the showdown are done, you are going to be at 95 stars in the program, and you're going to want to start putting those Diamond World Baseball Classic cards on your team. Each one of those cards has a parallel XP mission attached to it, and this is how we're going to continue to grind through the program. All of the hitter cards require 200 PXP to be complete. All of the pitcher cards require 600 PXP, and each mission is worth 5 stars. A couple things to note about these parallel XP missions. In my experience, you're going to be going through 200 hitter PXP a lot quicker than you're going to be going through 600 pitcher PXP. And in addition, there are 3 separate starting pitchers in the 90 overall pack. Remember, you're going to be getting all 14 of these cards before you even start grinding anything but moments and showdown. So all that is to say, when you get to these 4 choices for your 95 overalls, I would actually recommend mostly hitters. You're going to be grinding through a lot of the hitter PXP missions from the 90 overalls faster, so it's going to be easier to just throw these 95 overalls in right away. The one exception I would say would be this Camilo Duvall card, just because bullpen arms are so hard to come by. This card is really nasty, so I would pick him up. So before you start grinding, I would get 3 95 hitters. Something like Harry Ford, Paul Goldschmidt, and Luis Robert would make the most sense, and then you can grab Camilo Duvall as well. But that's the gist of it, and once you add these diamond players to your squad, you're going to want to go into the World Baseball Classic Conquest map. So I know a lot of you guys don't like playing Conquest, but this one is absolutely worth it. There's only 6 teams, And when you're grinding through these 3-inning games, you're going to be knocking out those PXP missions for those players that you've added that you've already gotten from the program. So you're double dipping a bit here. Completing the Conquest map gets you another 30 stars in the program. There's no Steal Fans missions or anything either. You just go through, take over all the hexagons, and take over all the strongholds. And of course, you're knocking out those PXP missions along the way. So by the time you have finished the entire Conquest, you will not have completed all of the PXP missions, probably not even close, especially with the pitcher cards. So you have some options to go with from there. Assuming you've completed a couple of them, a couple of the PXP missions, you'll have 2 more 95 overalls to add to your squad, and potentially both of these 97 overall Japanese players as well. You should be somewhere around 150 stars by the time you finish the Conquest map, and the program goes all the way and ends at 250 stars, so you're about 100 away. So where you want to go from here really depends on what you want to do next. If you do want to get those event rewards, that is going to be your go-to, because not only are you going to continue to work on those parallel XP missions, but each event win in the World Baseball Classic event is going to give you 2 additional stars in the program. If you go all the way and get Mookie Betts, who is a 25 win reward, that is going to be 50 additional stars for the program just from winning. That's not even including the missions. You'll most certainly get knocked out because you'll be grinding tons of games. It takes a lot of games to win 25, obviously. So once the Conquest map is over, if you want to grind the event and get those cards, I would just do that right away. I wouldn't even worry about the next part. If you don't want to play online though, you don't want to play in the event, you just want to keep grinding, the other option is to jump into one of the other Conquest maps. There are 3 Team Affinity Conquest maps, and this is what I would recommend jumping into. This will help you get a kickstart on your Team Affinity grind, and remember, you're going to be working through those PXP missions with the World Baseball Classic players as well. As you unlock Team Affinity cards, you get them really early on in the Team Affinity, some golds and diamonds. You can start filling in the holes of your lineup of players that already have their missions completed as well. So that is your next option to finish the entire WBC program, is just keep working through those PXP missions as you work through Team Affinity Conquest maps. Now that was a lot for the WBC program, but it's absolutely worth it. So easy to get a full diamond squad just from doing that program. It's definitely what you should be doing first. And once that is completed, you can either start your grind on Team Affinity or you can start your grind on storylines. Let's talk about it. Whether or not you grind Team Affinity or storylines next, I think depends on how soon you want to start playing online ranked. If you want to continue to grind offline, keep getting more and more good diamonds on your squad, keep progressing through all the offline systems that are available to us in Diamond Dynasty, then Team Affinity is going to be your next move. I will say, however, that storylines is absolutely amazing. All of the cards are really good, especially if you use the Buck O'Neil captain that comes along with completing all the moments. And when you do these, please watch all the videos and all the cutscenes. Bob Kendrick is amazing. There's a ton of work that's gone into this storylines, so make sure you enjoy the experience. Now, the reason I'm saying if you want to start jumping into online ranked, you should do storylines, and if you want to keep grinding offline, you should do Team Affinity next, is because these storyline cards, like I said, are very good, especially if you use the captain along with them. They're all 90 overall, but they are core, and because they do come from the NGL, they're also free agent cards. They're not associated with any MLB team. So that's not great for grinding Team Affinity, because Team Affinity relies on using the players that you earn from it and kind of keeping the well-oiled machine going, similar to the WBC program. There's moments you can do to get cards. You then put the cards in your lineup to do missions. Additionally, Team Affinity has team build missions for parallel XP, so 2500 PXP with whatever team. Those storyline guys are not associated with an MLB team, so they're not actually going to help you grind any Team Affinity. They're amazing for online ranked, but they're not going to help you get progress in here. So that is the difference. If you want to start grinding ranked, I would go with storylines, and if you don't, I would go with Team Affinity. I do want to say as well, the reason we start with the WBC program is because it's much more efficient for getting good diamond cards for your squad right away than Team Affinity is. Team Affinity is actually a very long grind to start the year. There is a lot to do, and it takes you a long time to start getting to these 97 overall cards. It's only 60,000 TA points, so it doesn't seem that far away, but when you start doing the math on things, you can start to see how long this stuff is going to take. So the moments add up to 5k. If you do the showdown, that is another 15k, so that's 20k, and then you can go into the Conquest using the players that you get and doing their missions as well. but the Conquest is only worth 45,000. So by the time you finish one of these Team Affinity Conquest maps, which are longer than the WBC Program Conquest map, these have 10 teams, as the WBC one only had 6. You're still only going to be at 45,000 XP for the Team Affinity programs, and you'll have a few missions here or there, but you're talking about moments, a showdown, and an entire 10-team Conquest map, along with using golds and diamonds for your PXP missions. And at the end of all that, you might be at 60,000 points for your first 97 overall. So for building your squad up right away, WBC program is much better than Team Affinity. Team Affinity actually also reaches a point once you get far enough along that you either have to play the Team Affinity mini seasons, or you just have to grind these repeatable PXP missions with teams. You can get to around 80,000, which is your second 97 overall choice, before you really start running out of things to do besides grinding mini seasons or repeatable missions. So again, Team Affinity has some great cards, but it really is going to take a very long time to grind it all the way out, and so that's why I recommend not doing it first. So in summary, what to do as soon as you log into Diamond Dynasty to start grinding your squad up: you're going to want to knock out the World Baseball Classic program as much as you want to, as much as you can. You're going to do all the moments, the showdown, and then add the diamond cards to your squad, and then knock out the Conquest map. From there, you can either start grinding the event, or you can start grinding other Conquest maps with these players still on your squad. And then your other option after that is to either start the offline grind on Team Affinity if you're looking to grind offline a little bit more and make your team a bit better, or to start grinding storylines if you want to start jumping into ranked. I hope that was helpful for y'all. We're gonna have tons of informational content on the channel this year, so make sure to like and subscribe, as I said earlier. Thank you all for the support. Thank you so much for watching, and happy day one grinding.